Today marks 1191st day. Share lessons I learned and continue to learn. And all of you, my hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Now, this is a topic that will be very, very important. It's one of the essential topics because when you want to be the best version of you, what do you do? You need to do the right thing. And today I will share exactly how do you know that you are not doing the right thing? How do you know? How do you know that you are on the wrong path, on the wrong train, on the wrong bus, on the wrong train, or the wrong plane? It doesn't matter. Like you're doing something not right for you. Because a lot of times what is right for one person is not right to another. So there are a lot of things that is right might not be right for you. So today we'll share six things, six simple things that you need to understand in personal life. How do you know that you're doing the wrong thing? How do you know that you're doing the right thing? But today we'll focus on really how to know that you're doing the wrong thing and go back to the right things. So number one is internal conflict. Internal conflict is probably the best way to understand that you're doing something wrong. Because I think that the one thing is that internal conflict is very small. It starts when you really actually having one value, but you're doing it towards another. That means you're doing really have one value that's really value that thing that you really admire, but for some reason you acting in a different way. So maybe you said, "Hey, I want to be a business owner," but you really want to be trusted. You want to use trust, honesty, but for some reason, in a business environment, you act dishonestly. So that means that the thing that you do, that value, you don't act in that way. And of course, one of the things that I learned that if you actually have any kind of value and you don't act according to that value, your self worth is decreasing. At some point, you will not really like yourself anymore. It doesn't matter how successful you will be, but you will not like yourself because you do not act in accordance of your values. So the easy way to really measure yourself if you're doing the right thing or wrong thing is really understanding, okay, what are my values and do I act in accordance of those values? So if you act according to your values, you're doing the right thing. If you're acting not based on your values, of course, that is a wrong thing. That is a and the first is one of the easiest to understand. Number two is feeling guilt, regret, shame, the negative emotions. That means what kind of emotions do you feel when you're taking that action? Maybe you take that action and you know that is not good for other person. You feel guilt. Maybe now you build some kind of pattern that you created that you're acting in a way that's really is not negative towards other people or negative to the business, that negative to your loved one. It doesn't matter. But when you create a pattern, you start to potentially feel shame. And if you start taking actions that is not supporting your future, you might take those actions and you start to become really regretful because you know that you're wasting your time rather than focusing on the things that could be right for you. So if you start seeing that there's some kind of regret doing the action that you do right now because you think that there's other things that you potentially could do at the moment. So that shows that, of course, you're not doing the right thing because we are not able to create regret by doing the right thing. So, what kind of emotions do you feel? Do you feel joy? Do you have fulfillment? Does it allow you to build energy? Or does it really drains you because you have full of negativity or shame, guilt, regret, and all those things that is actually pulling you back? Number three is relationship strain or conflict. Constant conflict. That could be even understanding that could be conflict with yourself, but like maybe if you're really one of the most important things in life is relationships, and now like your actions also create conflict, we need to ask like why is that? Why is that? Why every single time there's a conflict? There's two things. It might be that you doing something wrong because it might be again you have some values, you live by those values in your in one area of life, but you don't live your values in another area of your life. And it might be other things that you actually the person you are with is actually not aligning with the values with you. So there always will be conflict if the values are totally different. And those non-negotiable values. So that means that sometimes it's even when there's a conflict, sometimes the best thing to do is to walk away. So it means that you're doing the wrong thing by keeping and trying to figure out how to make it work. Because now we're able to adjust, we're able to really work it through. But what I mentioned before is that non-negotiable values. That's the keys. That means what kind of non-negotiable values do you have in life? Maybe one, maybe two, maybe three. That means you are not able to really discuss about those because that is the way, and there's not only one way. So when you know those three things, that means understand that people who think differently not supposed to be your loved ones. Now you have potentially have friends, that's all fine. But the thing about really relations, very strong, close relations, we need to understand that we need to align a little bit values, business partners as well, like with partners. We need to understand that there's values, non-negotiable values that need to connect from a get-go. So if you do not align, that means the wrong thing is keeping that relation alive. Number four is erosion of self-respect. And that means that I think that we need to understand that sometimes when we do something, our respect to ourselves is decreasing. And a lot of times is that because we just don't do based on our values, on our beliefs, and maybe something that we do is actually not helping us to achieve our goal and really decreasing our ability to respect ourselves. It might be that we're doing something wrong because we actually focusing on our weaknesses. So what do I mean with that? Maybe you are strong at communication, but you're doing some labor work, or vice versa. Maybe you're doing labor work, but you are an amazing communicator. Maybe you're supposed to do public speaking instead of working somewhere else. So the reason you probably have heard that if you people try to ask the fish to climb the tree, probably fish will live all their life thinking that they are stupid. So it's being able to put yourself where you're supposed to be is one of the most important things because otherwise your self-respect will erode because you just do not perform into your weakness, and that's only normal. So understanding where is my strengths and really look into that and build those strengths and work on yours, that of course will help us to move forward. So sometimes you do not succeed not because you're not capable, but because you just put yourself in the wrong place. Exactly like saying that when you put the flower in one environment and the flower is not growing very well, everyone knows that you need to put that flower in a different environment, more sunny, more water, or whatever it is, to make sure that it starts to bloom. It's exactly the same with people. Number five is the impact of avoidance. I think that what we do a lot of times is that when we are feeling uncomfort, some kind of adversity, sometimes we want to walk away from it and not think about it. So that means if, like you want to leave your job and you hate your job, you're hurting that you so much that you don't want even to think about that job, and you stick and stay in that job so much longer rather than addressing it very fast. The thing is very often we live in the denial that oh it's not that bad. It's very bad when you actually start to think about it. I think that just to cope with that uncomfort, that regret, yeah, that all those negative feelings, we start to really put those feelings so much deep inside that we forget how hateful it is sometimes to really do the things that is not helping us and is not good to really to any kind of help. You know, a lot of times people, even to when they go to the doctor and they're afraid to go to the doctor because they already know that something is wrong, and they afraid to hear that from the doctor itself. So avoidance is not a good thing. Number six and last thing that I want to mention is a feeling of meaningless or disconnection. That means that if you take action and pursue something, maybe you take massive action, but you still feel empty. I think that means that we're doing something wrong. I think on the other side, that when you do something, you're supposed to feel joy, fulfillment, purpose, meaning. There are so many great emotions. And if you don't feel that means that what we're doing right now is not for us. And again, I mentioned at the beginning that sometimes we're doing the right thing, but not the right thing for us. Because a lot of times it could be like friends saying, oh, let's do this. This is an amazing thing. Yeah, it's an amazing thing for him, but not for you. So that means knowing what is right for you is very important. So that means we need to really work very hard and really not disconnect from ourselves, not disconnect with our true desires, but really connect with ourselves, reflect on ourselves. And that's probably the number one thing that we need to do is really grow through reflection because, as I said, it's very important. And if you're on the right path and doing the right thing, because if we don't do that, if you don't reflect on that, it might be that one, two, 5, 10 years go by, and you realize that you were on the wrong path, and now might be that you'll need to move from other direction to other direction, and that transition will be painful. So it means that we need to really catch ourselves faster than 10 years to really move into the wrong direction of whatsoever. So I hope you will choose to win. I hope that you will choose to reflect as well. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.